Okay, so let's talk about the structure a little bit. So this is going to our county fair. It needs to be really safe and secure, and it needs to be big because when you photograph yourself against the wings, the outer space still needs to be filled. So this is the backdrop that we're going to be photographing against, and so I need to paint that. What you see behind me right here is the bottom platform, and it's 8 by 8. 3/4 inch plywood, 2x4s, and then structurally I've got stuff built into it to be able to hold the wall that comes up and out. In the center of the wall, it's a 10-foot tall wall, 8 foot wide, so those are the dimensions, and one side will be the big wings and the other side will be the little wings. This right here is the wall that goes up, and inside of the wall it needs to be structured in a way so when the wings are put on it, it's fully secure. So there's just a very thin sheeting of plywood on the outside that'll be painted, but underneath it has to have all the stabilization to hold those wings because they're heavy. There are a lot of working layers in this piece, just like building any kind of sculpture, and you have to make sure to do the right steps one at a time in order for it to all work. There is very little wiggle room. I might have to open up that hole because you don't want it to be too tight. Pretty good though. Okay, that concludes all the pieces I need to cut. So I'm going to screw that puppy down and lock it in. Ooh, I love locking and loading. So what we got going on here, this is the wall, 10 feet high, 8 feet wide. I've got my little shoes in here that are going to slide down into the platform that are blocked in there to help the stabilization. And then, so the plywood is 4 feet tall in this case while we're using it 8 feet wide. So I'm using blocking for the ends so I can have as close as a match when those come together as possible. And I'm just lucky enough that one of the blockings is the height of the small wings, so that's very cool. I don't have to add anything for that. But on the second, on the tall wings, I have to add a blocking for that. And so this, oh, there's a hummingbird. Joy, So on this blocking, I have to raise it up and I'm making the top part the front. And so I'm going to secure the backing in there with the 2x6. It'll give me just a little bit of play in case something goes wrong and I need a little bit of leeway. So I'm just being super kind to myself and allowing a little bit more space and breathing room, which is very cool. You know, now that I think about it, that's really cool. Oh yeah, getting a little bit more space feels good. All right, that's it. Get to work. I love getting to work. It's so fun. It's incredibly satisfying to kick something and have it go into place. It's lined up now. We're good to go. Okay, I have my game plan. And we'll see. So there's these roof trusses and they have those metal brackets, those wide metal brackets with lots of fingers in. I'm holding it and I don't know, is that gonna be strong enough? We're gonna find out. Oh God, edgy. This is an edge for me for sure. that when I put my straps up, they were so tall that I need to be able to pull down on them in order for it to lift easily, and I have exceeded my capacity to lift down on them. So I've got to go get a couple more, run new ones, and tighten it up, and then I can release these and get it up higher. So that'll work. So complicated. Now I gotta go to one strap. That's a tall sucker. Almost. Yay! Okay, it's up. Damn, that's big. Safe. Now I'm not worried about the trusses because it's just standing on its own weight, but I will have to lift it up. And I'm thinking that it's going to be better to do that sooner than later. Because it's heavy. And I can get it in, get it stabilized, then build the rest of the wall. Okay, I think I can do it. It's cool though. Big. It might be stupid big. Why did I think this was a good idea? All right, I remember why I'm doing this. It's for the community and it's my give back. So this is gonna be super fun, and it is super fun. Brand new day. I learned some things. This thing is so heavy, I'm hiring extra people to help me install. And the trusses are good to go. They're plenty strong. My daughter and I came out and we put the other side up and the top pieces on. I did this one by myself yesterday. It was just awful. So I needed another hand for that, so we did that late last night. So we're gonna sand. Make sure that everything is good to the hands. Make sure all the screws are in far enough. And then I get to prime. Yay! And then I get to paint, and that'll be the fun part. All right, so that's what we're at and what we're doing today. The day is these hard plastic paint trays. I used it for the last couple days with the primer, and I want to use it again for the next color. So my tip of the day is just set it out, dry it off, let it sit, and then I am just gonna put a layer of tin foil in here, and I am ready for my new paint color. And when I'm gonna be using, my whole palette here, I've got a lot going on. So I'm going to be using multiple colors to roll today, as well as paint. So I'm just going to be able to do it and then throw away the foil and replace new foil and just keep rolling at a really fast pace. And it saves the environment because that's some heavy plastic. So it's good to reuse as much as we possibly can. Today, what is so nice is that this painting process is going to be loose and free and easy and playful. So this is all about fun, just simply fun. yesterday, put the wings back up on it, thought I was done, decided that I hated it. It's a fine line between brilliance and and it dropped off into the not so great side. It just didn't feel good, so I erased it. And I called my friend Hero. Thanks, Hero. Love you, love you, love you. So back at it again today. I'm gonna go for what I've decided it feels like is I just need more elbow room. So I'm going to expand the light horizontally, and expanding the light horizontally is that super cool aspect of, you know, the cross. The cross is the symbol of us vertically being connected with Source. And the horizontal aspect is how we as humans take that love and be in the world. So the vertical is connection to Source. The horizontal is the human expression of Source and love on the planet. That's what it means for me. And being in the center of that is key. Just that's where it's at. Because you're in alignment with what happens here on this plane and with the divine love. So I'm going to expand that. So that's what I'm going to do. And new plan, same genre, new plan as far as expansion goes. Here we go. It already feels better. Expansion of the light. So good. Because that's, you know, that's the ultimate purpose of my work. To inspire people, to spread love and inspiration and happiness. That's what the light does. When things don't always go my way, it gets a little hard, especially artistically, because I just love to be in that flow, just consistent, yummy flow. And what I realized as I kept going yesterday, I began to put darker colors on because I thought it would accentuate and make it stand out more. But actually, the truth of what is real for me is just the opposite. It's lightening. It's lifting the color to create the illusion that I'm looking for in photography. And it's so subtle. It's so subtle. So I feel really, really good about today. I feel super grateful about today. And I really like what's happening. So it's going to be good. I am X-Acto knifing off my letters that I put on there so that I can have the logo be in the picture too. Bright early morning and getting ready for the install. Got a crew that's going to meet me there, and we're going to put up those walls. We're all loaded here on the truck, and I'm just excited. It's always fun to see how things go together, and have a mellow, quiet, easy install is always my favorite. And yeah, just looking forward to it. This wouldn't be possible without the muscle.
I'm Tyler. I'm Wyatt. I'm Jacob.
So nice to have a wonderfully smooth, safe install. These guys were just amazing in helping me do that, so it's really wonderful. So I'm going to give you a peek